the Ziz, king of the skies. Sailors who navigated deep waters knew the stories about a bird so gigantic that when it stood in the water it only covered its feet, but its head touched the sky. The Ziz was a colossal bird from Jewish mythology, with a wingspan so enormous it could completely block the sun with its wings, plunging entire regions into darkness. This beast from Hebrew traditions formed part of the Primordial trio alongside Behemoth on earth and Leviathan in the sea, dominating the heavens as absolute king of all birds. The name Ziz appears briefly in the Hebrew Bible in 2 Psalms. Psalm 50:11 says, "I know all the birds of the mountains, and the Ziz of the field is mine." And Psalm 80:13-14 mentions, "The boar from the forest ravages it, and the Ziz devours it." However, these mentions are regularly lost in translations from Hebrew to other languages. Later, rabbinic texts, especially the Jewish Aggadot, extensively developed the mythology of the Ziz, describing its characteristics and its role in cosmic order. According to rabbinic legends, when God created the world, he originated 3 beings to protect the creatures inhabiting each region of creation. Leviathan became king of the seas, Behemoth dominated the earth, and the Ziz was designated to govern the heavens and protect all birds. The text explained that its name comes from the variety of flavors its flesh possesses. It tastes like this, zeh in Hebrew, and like that also zeh, combining multiple impossible tastes. The Ziz was also known by other names that described its characteristics. Renani means the celestial singer, because its song was so beautiful it gladdened the entire world. Sekwi translates as the seer for its connection with celestial regions and its ability to see everything from the heights. And son of the nest referred to its unique reproduction. Its young emerged from the egg without the mother incubating it, being born directly from the nest. The Ziz's size surpassed all human comprehension. When it stood on earth with its ankles resting on the ground, its head reached the sky itself. The texts describe it as so monstrous in size as Leviathan itself, placing both creatures on the same colossal scale. A Talmudic story illustrates its size. Some travelers in a boat saw a bird standing in water where it only covered its feet, and they thought the water was shallow. A celestial voice warned them not to descend because once a carpenter's axe fell in that place and took 7 years to touch the bottom. The depth beneath those enormous feet was beyond imagining, and what appeared as mere ankle-deep water concealed an abyss that could swallow cities whole. The span of its wings measured impossible distances. When it fully extended its wings, it blocked the sun and plunged the earth into total darkness like an eclipse. This power to darken the sun made it one of the most visually fearsome creatures, capable of changing day into night with a single movement. The beating of its wings generated hurricane winds that toppled trees and created storms. Its plumage was described as brilliant and beautiful in the legends, with colors that changed according to the light. Some versions describe it similar to a griffin, with characteristics mixing bird and lion. Its talons were so sharp and strong they could damage even the impenetrable skin of Behemoth and Leviathan, making it one of the few creatures capable of wounding the other primordial beasts. The edges of each talon gleamed like polished bronze, and when it grasped prey, nothing could break free from that divine grip. The Ziz inhabited the highest regions of the sky, constantly flying over the earth. It had no fixed nest in the traditional sense because its size made it impossible to build structures that could support it. When it occasionally descended to lay eggs, it left them delicately on the earth, but accidents caused catastrophes. One legend tells that once the Ziz carelessly discarded a rotten egg, and when it fell, it flooded 60 towns and toppled 300 tall cedars with the impact and the nauseating smell. The Ziz's diet is not clearly defined in ancient texts. As protector of birds, its primary role was not to feed but to defend the creatures under its dominion. However, Psalm 80 mentions that it feeds on something, suggesting it consumed plants or seeds in massive quantities proportional to its size. Its protective function meant it terrorized bird hunters and predators who entered its territory. The Ziz's behavior was dominated by its role as celestial guardian. It was an immortal creature created specifically to protect birds, because without its existence, all the birds of the earth would be defenseless and would die easily before predators. It violently attacked those who killed birds without reason, appearing from the skies to punish cruel hunters. However, some legends tell that the Ziz committed an act of disobedience. For a long time, it was the most glorious bird and God's favorite, adorning the heavens with its beautiful colors and divine song. But after faithfully fulfilling its purpose for a long period, the Ziz abandoned its labor and attempted to fly to God's throne to raise its wings above him in an act of pride. Pride swelled in its breast like a storm gathering strength, and it believed that after eons of service, it deserved to sit beside the Creator rather than beneath him. God made the heavens rumble with a violent thunder that terrified all living beings, but the Ziz continued its flight. Then God pronounced a curse. The Ziz would be eternally condemned to wander through the air, unwelcome in the celestial kingdom, and its flesh would serve as food for the pure on the day of judgment. Its wings lost their luster, and its flight became slower from that moment. In the context of Hebrew biblical beasts, the Ziz completed the primordial trio that represented divine power over all domains of creation. While Behemoth dominated the earth and Leviathan controlled the seas, the Ziz reigned over the heavens, making the three together cover the totality of the world. Compared to other mythical creatures, the Ziz was comparable to the Persian Simurgh according to the rabbis, and modern scholars compare it to Anzu, the monstrous bird from Sumerian mythology. The Ziz's powers resided primarily in its colossal size and its dominion over the element of air. It could generate hurricane winds with its wings, completely darken the sun by blocking the light, and its physical strength allowed it to damage even the other primordial beasts. Its song had special properties. It was so beautiful it could gladden all living beings, but could also be used as a weapon when it sang before God each morning, according to some traditions. Its immortality placed it beyond the reach of mortal hunters. It did not age, nor could it be wounded by common weapons. Its role as protector of birds meant that any person who tried to hunt birds in its territory faced its immediate wrath, and few survived encounters with a creature of such size and power. The Ziz's vulnerabilities were limited due to its divine nature. Its act of disobedience against God resulted in the partial loss of its glory and speed, suggesting that divine power was the only force capable of limiting its abilities. Its dependence on the heavens also meant it was condemned to wander eternally without true rest, a curse that turned its immortality into punishment. The final destiny of the Ziz is tied to the end of times according to Jewish traditions. Like Leviathan and Behemoth, the Ziz will be served as a delicacy to the righteous at the final judgment banquet, compensating the faithful for the privations they suffered by abstaining from eating impure birds during their lives. This tradition converts the three primordial beasts into eschatological symbols, whose flesh represents the ultimate reward for the pious. Some legends also mention that Behemoth and Leviathan will fight at the end of times, destroying each other in apocalyptic battle. The Ziz's role in this conflict varies according to versions. Some present it as an observer from the heavens, others as a participant trying to mediate between the two terrestrial and marine beasts. For the ancient Hebrews, the Ziz represented divine power over the heavens and the protection God extended over the most vulnerable creatures of creation. Its impossible size demonstrated that there existed forces in the universe completely beyond human comprehension, and its role as protector taught that even the smallest birds were under divine care. In later interpretations, the Ziz became a metaphor for air and space, complementing Behemoth as symbol of earth and Leviathan as a representation of water. Together, the three beasts symbolize the totality of physical creation under divine dominion. In medieval and modern Jewish art, the Ziz frequently appears alongside Behemoth and Leviathan in illustrations of bestiaries and religious manuscripts. Representations vary from gigantic eagles to griffin-like creatures, reflecting the ambiguity of textual descriptions. Its image serves as a visual reminder of creative power and the majesty of the divine manifested in physical form. Thus, the Ziz remains as king of the heavens in Hebrew biblical tradition, a creature so colossal that its mere existence defied human understanding. Its legacy continues as a symbol of divine protection and reminder that even in the farthest heights, creative power maintains order over all creatures. Thank you for joining us on this journey through the most imposing beasts of Hebrew biblical tradition. This video is part of our series on the mythological bestiary, where we explore fascinating creatures from different ancient religious and mythological traditions. Stay tuned because many more episodes are coming, where we'll uncover the secrets of other legendary beasts that have captured human imagination for millennia.